Hello mech fans and welcome to the Valhalla Club. Grab yourself a Timbeaky Dark, set up that paint booth, open that spreadsheet, and join us as we talk all things BattleTech.
Hello, and welcome to the Valhalla Club podcast. I am Matt, the Northman, and joining me tonight are Mr. Bourbon and Mr. Zemer. And tonight is going to be a little bit more free range than we normally do, a little bit less structured. We're just going to have a nice little chat. But before we kind of just jump into whatever topic we're thinking of tonight, let's talk about any fun games or any BattleTech we've been playing lately. Let's get Zemer. I know you've been playing several forms of BattleTech. What do you want to talk about?
Honestly, I think it's become an issue where I just stopped playing anything but BattleTech related stuff. It's been, it's been weeks since I picked up like a shooter like Halo. But you know, I love playing BattleTech, the tabletop and the video games. I just finished shortly ago playing some MechWarrior 5 with community members. Been playing Tabletop Simulator a lot. Haven't been playing in-person BattleTech, but just our online options are so plentiful these days. With Classic, Alpha Strike, it's really all there if you need it.
Yeah, lots more options. I think it's just kind of snowballing as far as options and ways to play. What have you been up to, Ben?
Nothing.
Oh no,
Yeah.
the deadly no game time.
I mean, it's been, ever since January, pretty much. I really just haven't had time to play anything whatsoever. Work is just craziness. But I have done some painting. I've got about probably 100 mechs sitting on my paint table that are in various stages, from base coat to washes to
What are we painting here, Ben? There must be some reason for this.
What factions you got?
Well, I started working on my own mercenary unit like a year ago, and it's I've got about 50 mechs on that end that are I'm just painting just to get rid of gray shame. Pretty much, that's all I'm doing.
So, the question on that is: do you have a scheme, or are you just doing like camo?
I do have a scheme. It's like base of drab with like paneling for like khaki and like a light earth brown, and then I'm using black bases with black sand and some gamer grass I have. So,
oh, cool.
But it's a lot of.
That's a question I always have, is like, I'm not very creative, and so I'm like always going to the faction based schemes. So whenever I hear someone else doing their own, I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, with this group, it's like a base of a OD green, and then it's got like a tan and brown, flat earth or dark brown kind of decorating, paneling and stuff. So it's very tedious. But that's that, and then I've got like Second Legion of Vega stuff I'm painting up, some Fed Sons, Brigade of Guards I'm painting up, working on some Free Worlds League stuff, and I've got a lowly Jade Falcon that I'm trying to get done for somebody. So
I think some pictures are needed here, Ben. You might have to throw some on the old Valhalla Club Discord.
Hey, let me see what I can do here.
Yes,
because
if it isn't put out on some sort of social media, it never actually happened, right? That's what
pics or didn't happen.
Yeah. Let me see if this works or not. But
I was just having a conversation with somebody. Sorry to interject, but talking about my own collection, and I was sharing about like a Phoenix Hawk I had done up. And somebody was like, oh, I don't think I ever seen that. So I think I myself am guilty of not taking pictures of some stuff and making sure it was shared out.
Yeah, I find myself only taking pictures when I'm like about to start an event, when I've actually painted up a whole force or anything. I am not very good. Like there are some super awesome painters that paint their stuff and post pictures here on the Discord, and I'm always really impressed. Like Doc Shoot and Loot, awesome stuff that he puts out. I really love his stuff. And then I know Topher, the Painted Topher, has jumped on the Discord now, and so I always like seeing other people's stuff, and it does give me ideas, and I immediately like shoot myself down, like, oh, you couldn't do that. No, you couldn't. You're like so far away from being able to do that. But it's always great to see kind of a gamut of people's paintings. So
yeah, I put it up in the paint booth. So
good.
Yeah,
Yes.
we see that. That's a beautiful desk full of minis.
How do you guys? We'll just keep talking about how do you guys store your minis? Like, where do they live?
You don't want to know what my desk looks like right now.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm really bad at it right now because I decided I got together all the vehicles I got for the Mercenaries Kickstarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of every vehicle, they all got primed. I was like, I gotta paint these just so I have them. I can't keep throwing gray stuff around. So I went ahead and did that. I now have a literal pile of green tanks with various levels of yellow striping on them to add a little bit of detail. I am so horrible to my minis. I just went through my pile of shame, and I literally have like buckets of plastic minis. Just, there's any mistakes, mishaps, it's just going to be battle damage when I get around to painting them.
Heck yeah. I mean, is that where your finished minis live too? Or is that just where work in progress lives?
So that's where work in progress lives. I try to treat my finished minis a little bit better. Like,
yeah,
I'm just reaching over. I got my Jade Falcons. They're sitting in a dice tray right now, standing up. But I do have a display case across the room away from my desk. So it used to have glass doors on that until a mishap while I was moving busted it up. So it still holds the minis just fine, but the doors can't fit on anymore.
Yeah, I just bought 2 new like plastic display cases off of Amazon, and so that's where my real finished ones are. And then I have tons of like work in progress like boxes in my garage, and that's where everything lives. And then I just bring it out to paint and then put it back in my garage in boxes. So most of my stuff is kind of out of sight, out of mind until an event pops up, and then I'm like, oh no, where's all my stuff? So how do you do it, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I have like a process where like I have like 2 giant tackle boxes that are old Chessex tackle boxes, and I have a Feldherr case. That's where like all the primed stuff lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I take it out and I put any type of paint on it, it stays on the table until I get it finished. And then
once you're a better man than me.
Yeah, once it's finished, I have like 4 of the 72 unit Feldherr boxes that I've divvied up into like I have a Davian box, I have a Clan box, I have a mixed intersphere box. I have like a couple different ones, and they get divvied up between those. So
now I have a slight feeling that you've got like a spreadsheet for each box. Is this true? Yes, there we go.
every unit that's painted in a certain scheme goes on the spreadsheet with that faction, and I have them like unpainted minis sheet, and like so I can, if I'm looking for something in particular, I can go to my unpainted list and go, oh yeah, I got one of those units, let me pull him over here and start painting him up, so yeah, it's craziness. It's great. And I just got 8 new minis today that I bought, so it never ends.
Yeah, well,
nice.
That's good. Yeah, it's good that you have it some more organization. That's what I want, but I'm like, I just don't. I'm not there yet. So
yeah, I'm thankful that my wife lets me have like the spare room to put all my crap in.
Oh yeah, that helps for sure.
Yeah, I've got like half of the room is just all minis and books and everything else, so it helps out a little bit there, but
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a work in progress until it's not.
Yeah. But have you? I mean, you're talking about painting. Have you been doing more writing, or have you been?
No, I haven't even. I have a project I'm supposed to complete. I was supposed to finish up like last year, and there's no rush on it, but I need to get back into it and finish that thing up so I can be done with that. And I've been going back and forth, mainly just doing list building stuff
Yeah.
for Gen Con with my doubles partner.
Who's your doubles partner going to be?
Seneca.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
The white maned foxes there, huh?
Yeah, the silver foxes.
That's right. Awesome.
That'll be good.
I haven't been able to play too much lately either, but I did go out to an event. Well, now that I think about it, I forget the name, but Brawl in the Bluegrass out in Lexington, Kentucky. That was a lot of fun. Kind of a real similar feel to KSAG and like Desert Hot Drop, where you're there hanging out and you just happen to play BattleTech for a good portion of the day each day. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of the guys from the MRC group. And a lot of guys from the Coolant Pod podcast were there. So that was a lot of fun. There was actually got to visit Ironwind Metals, which was interesting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'd never been out there, and it's a very unassuming building, I'll say. Have either of you guys been out there before?
Yeah, I don't know if they're still in the same location I went to like 20-some years ago, but
it's possible. I mean, it looks like a building that's been there for more than 20 years for sure.
Yeah.
But no, it was really cool to kind of get, walk in and see the process and see all the molds and everything, and then get to pick out stuff. They didn't have too many of like the spare parts type thing, but they had a lot of the full minis in the blisters and stuff. So I got to pick out quite a few for my boys and stuff, and that was fun. One fun thing that they had was this game. I forgot what Tweezer calls it. Tweezer was the guy that was running it, and basically you go there, you go to Iron Winds, and you get your minis, and then you come back and you're basically playing kind of a Royal Rumble, but you only have 5 minutes to put a piece together on your mini, or however many pieces you can do in 5 minutes, and you're there like on a big old BFM classic mat, and you have to play with whatever you have put together after that 5 minutes. So after every 5 minutes, you have a round. And like if you only have legs, then you're just standing still, right? Or if you've got no legs, but your torso's put together, you can shoot from the ground or whatnot. So that was pretty cool.
So you get to choose the mini?
Yeah, you get to choose your mini. It has to have at least 4 pieces. And like those 5 minutes, you're like, you're trying to hurry and super glue like arms on, pick the best arm to put on first. And it's kind of a fun kind of way to break the ice that first night, or first afternoon, I should say. So it was kind of fun. And then,
so you don't have anybody, any sane person picking up a Savage Wolf, right? The old model.
No, I mean there are people that would push it, but no, most of them were not large Omnimex at all. So
I don't know if you remember that model, but it's notorious for having its like its center of gravity is like really weird because its arms are like really spindly and like shunted forward. I've heard nothing but gripes about trying to keep those arms on.
Horror stories. Well, I threatened. Well, I don't. I guess it was a self threat because I threatened to bring a tarantula and try and put that together on the board. And yeah, I did not end up doing that, and that was probably much for the better for everyone involved. Because it would just be like pieces every round. That's what my model would be. So, but it was kind of a fun deal. They also had kind of a blood name tournament, and I played. Well, I got past the first round in that, and then got crushed in the second round. But that was pretty fun. Let's see, the first like big day they had a classic tournament. There's 3 rounds of classic, and I took like a list of goofiness because it actually had a Night Stalker. I took a Night Stalker and I was like, oh, I don't know what this is, but it looks goofy. The mini does. It has a not a scythe. What is it? A lance. So I tried fighting with my lance, not the 4-mex, but the lance stuck to his arm in Classic. That was kind of fun. I went 1 and 2, but faced some really good guys. Kaiser Falk, who's Luke on the MRC, really good guy. My third round, I actually faced one of the guys from the Goonhammer crew. I don't know if you guys ever read any of their stuff, but I faced
I've read their articles.
Yeah,
They're
so I
pretty
faced
fun.
Liberty, and man, not only was he the better player and had a pretty killer list, but my dice took the old Northman turn, and it was basically kind of a cut the head off, basically find the commander and try and destroy him. And he had the King Crab with the 2 Gauss rifles, and he just stuck it up on basically a tower and just sat there and destroyed my mechs from there. Well, obviously that was his commander, so I tried to destroy him, and like I get into his rear and had to roll 3s. I think I was rolling 6 dice, and I rolled 5 1s and a 2. Like,
that's abysmal.
That was how the dice went. Yeah, so but it was still a lot of fun. And one of the things that Tweezer had is he had all the 3D terrain, so every mat was 3D terrain, and some of them were like some had rivers on it and stuff, which was great because I think that was the last time that I'll be playing water rules as up till now, right? I'm very excited for the new water rules in whatever they're calling that, the new basic
core rules.
Core rule book. Yeah.
I was just hearing some horror stories from some of the community members. They went to a tournament and they had water maps.
Oh yeah.
And that was the first question that came up, like, hey, are we using the new water rules? And the TO was like, no.
Oh.
And the player I was talking to, they lost 4 mechs. 3 of them were to water breaches. The last one, I think it was something similarly silly, but like they had to go underwater for the mission, and 3 of them just hull breaches. The 4th one was something to do with the cockpit, but yeah, it was just, water is so punishing in Classic. It has been like for so long now.
But it has, and I was wondering, like, why was it made this way? Like, why did you make water to be so bad to like walk, even just to walk through? It's like so punishing. I'm glad for the new rule, but I'm wondering, like, why was it originally kind of conceived as this way? Any thoughts? What do you got, Ben?
Water slows you down.
Yeah, it slows you down, but it's not like you automatically are getting knocked over by standing lake water or something. I don't know.
Well, it's slippery,
I had somebody explain it to me. I had somebody explain to me, like, if you ever tried to walk through like into a river or whatever, I don't know how that, I used to fish with my dad forever ago. You really got to be careful with it, because when you can't see into the water, you don't know where you're putting your foot. You could be sitting, you could be stepping on like a flat area, or you could be stepping on a rock. And at that point, like you could twist your ankle or whatever. I imagine that's what they were trying to replicate, or that was the idea they were having. I also think it's like completely against what we see in the fiction, where so many times in the fiction it's like, oh yeah, so the sneak up on the enemy, like we just came in from the ocean. There's a big moment in the Grey Death Legion books where Grayson Carlisle like lights a river on fire, because hey, those guys are just going to walk through the river, like it's no biggie, but we're going to catch them off guard because we're going to light the river on fire. Not, hey, we're going to force them to cross the river so that Thunderbolt like fails his PSR and eats it.
We'll push them into the water, they'll all die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was listening to the latest episode of OMAM and of Mechs and Men, and they were talking about I think something from one of the source books where this force walked underwater and came up and kind of surprise attacked the city. And I can get that, like, they're walking through really deep water. Maybe that's more dangerous, but like level 1 water, I don't know. I always thought it was.
Well, level 1's like waist high,
Yeah, but if it is that deep, maybe there's more. They're thinking more of the current that's moving or something like that. But I was like, it just makes it so like every map with water, people are instantly like turned off. Like, oh well, I don't want to be on that side. Like, no one wants to play, what's it called? The crossing one from 2Kid. Robin's Crossing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like one side has to wade through the water and you're just taking your life in your own hands with every dice roll. So, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like going fly fishing, in a river.
Yeah.
You ever try to walk out in the middle of the river? There's a lot of rocks in there.
There's definitely some instability issues there. Anyhow, I just thought, I really do like that change as one of the good changes there. It just makes things, all these maps and stuff that you've produced, it makes it so you can use more of them without kind of having that feeling of, oh, well, I got stuck on the side with the river. My game's already over type thing. So,
yeah,
anyhow,
we just with the Mercenaries Kickstarter got those Savannah maps, and like I have not put them on the tabletop for that exact reason. I don't want to have to sit there and like whip out PSR checks for the water.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be nice with the new changes that way. Anyhow, so that was a classic tournament, and then they had an Alpha Strike tournament the next day, and it was kind of somewhat like Southern Assault, I guess, where you just have a total force of, I think it was 400 points is what we had for PV, and you just played a mission. And the missions were pretty fun, pretty good, and I think I came out 1 and 2 on that one. My last match, though, I faced so 400 PV, and I faced a T-Semp force, and it was. T-Semp like killed me. It was so bad against me. like you're like, oh, T-Semp never hurts or never hits or whatnot. Well, my units were shutting down and missing shots everywhere because of T-Semp, and I was like, I don't like T-Semp now. Not at all. They
brought the tasers.
Yeah, the tasers were everywhere, man. Anyways, it was discouraging to say the least, but I had a really good time out there. Really great folks, and a lot of time kind of out of games, at night, just hanging around. And met some of the Mech Bay guys, and they were pretty cool. Had a good time with the Coolant Pod guys, quite a few other people that I've just met online, and nice to meet face to face. So great crowd. Yeah, again, it just reminded me a lot of what we kind of get at KSAG and Desert Hot Drop is, just great people and fun games. So good stuff there.
Excellent.
Anyhow, that's all I've really played lately. Okay. So that was whatever we're doing, games played or whatnot. Okay. So what do you guys want to talk about? Let's go. Ben first.
I don't know. I haven't really looked at this. I know the core rules thing got released or whatever, or
it was announced.
It was announced. Yeah, it's not released yet or anything like that. And I haven't even looked at any of the playtest docs that were out there or anything like that to have an informed opinion on, any of the new changes for the. Are we still calling it Classic or Total Warfare? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's core BattleTech. I don't know if terminology that players will use is going to change. Yeah. But
we'll probably keep calling it Classic, just because.
Yeah.
The era you grew up in.
Yeah. In my experience, whatever you talked about, like hexed BattleTech, you're referring to Classic. Full map sheets. All that granularity, always referring to Classic. Whether you're using like the Battle Mech manual or Total Warfare rules, you're just going to call it Classic. Right. I think for the most part, we're still going to refer to it as Classic. To be more specific, I think people are going to be referring to it as the core rules.
Yeah. I can see that. But yeah, I did see. I think I skimmed through some of the like where they talk changes and things like that.
Yeah, I
And
think Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to be like, the thing that stood out to me was like ammo explosions. I was like, oh, they only do 20 points of damage now. That's meh.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I myself, I prefer it that way. Unless you have a 65-ton machine, your ammo cooking off is a death sentence.
I know
So
that's the great thing about it.
yeah,
Ben wants explosions.
I'm just saying, it's like unless you're in a thunderbolt and that machine gun ammo cooks off, you're just done.
You should have dumped it at the beginning.
Well, that's the thing with these new rules. You can't dump your ammo anymore. So
Yeah.
leave the ammo at home, guys. If you don't want that machine gun ammo.
I wonder if they're going to update Mega Mech with the new. I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think will be implementation might be interesting to see if it's kind of phased in as far as Megamech goes, but I'm not sure.
Because if so, I'm keeping my old copy of it. So I can
yeah, you might want to.
I'm sure there's going to be a option that they have optional rule sets on there.
Yeah, I can see them going through and like clicking like core rules or Total Warfare rules or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
They might like default to the core rules because that's the hot and latest hotness, but I absolutely see them just sitting there letting the players choose. Yes, I want to use Total Warfare rules. Let's go back to this. Yes, I want my machine gun ammo to deal 200 damage to my unit.
Exactly.
I
20
think,
damage is fine. It's totally fine.
One way or another to an internal structure, like it's pretty deadly. And I think that was kind of the case overall. Was my sense is that they're trying to reduce lethality, so that it kind of removes a little bit of that swinginess of any like lucky roll. Ben wants the swingy.
I like swinging, man. I like it going like, oh man, that just head capped my first dude first turn. Well, all right. Well, that's them's the breaks.
Yeah.
I know it's probably minuscule, but I also think it's good for time saving because this doesn't only apply for ammo, it also applies for weapon systems. So like the Gauss rifle. The damage from a Gauss rifle exploding is going to be changed. I can't think off the top of my head how much damage it does, but it's going to be without case, it's capped at 20 damage. If you have standard case, it's going to be 10 damage. If you have case 2, you're dealing 1 damage, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think so. I've heard this discussion is like, is this a new edition? Is this a new game or whatnot? To me, and I actually like a lot of the rules changes, but to me, it will be a different BattleTech because you won't have that swinginess. Do a lot of the rules, right? Not just the ammo explosions or whatnot, but some of the other things combine into it. So I could see how, some old timers or whatnot, or just people that like how it is now completely with the complete swinginess and everything, it might be a real change and you might not want to go to it. But to me, it really is like it'll be a different game just because of how much less, or I guess the opportunity for your unit to be destroyed like straight out one shot is going to be quite a bit less. And a lot of the PSRs are kind of reduced as far as not only the number of PSRs you would have to roll, but also what kind of cumulatively goes into a PSR and stuff. So to me, it is kind of like, it's not a new game, but it's definitely not the same game. Those are my thoughts. Yeah.
I definitely think there's going to be noticeable changes for long-time players. I was chatting to some other folks from the community. I believe one of them was actually Brent from Of Mecha Men. We sat down and we were discussing our thoughts, and the intention behind these rule sets. And I don't have any insider information, but it definitely feels, I mean, from the naming convention they chose alone, the core box set, the core rules. I think what they're doing is they're trying, by they I mean Catalyst Game Labs. I believe Catalyst Game Labs is trying to build a foundation on which they're going to build future products on.
Sure.
They've already said that they wanted to redo aerospace. They wanted to do more things with vehicles beyond BSPs. So I think the core box set is a way for them to say, hey, this is the ground floor. Now, once you have this book, once you get this box set, you can go into other things. So my vision of the future that I think they're going for is you get together with your buddies. Oh, hey, we want to bring, we got our mechs, but we also want to bring tanks this mission. Okay, bring the book that has the tank rules in it, the vehicle rules. Boom, you got that there. It's a modern book. It's easy to look up the information. I own Total Warfare, and that thing scares me. I've owned it for years now, and I still loathe when I have to dig through the thing and find a rule because it feels almost impossible for me.
I feel similar, although the thing that really gets me, and maybe this is like so persnickety that's dumb, but the lack of headings and like starts to sections.
Yes,
like, absolutely destroys me inside. I need a heading, please.
Yeah, sometimes it's the little stuff that it's just like, oh gosh, please. But it's older. And I think it's fine to admit that, like, it's older. We could do something new. I still feel with this core rule set, I don't know if it's changing classic BattleTech to be a completely different game. That just doesn't. I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that. I'm likely going to go into the core rule set, and it's going to feel like I'm still playing classic. With the playtest that was out, I was on Tabletop Simulator. I was playtesting those rules. A lot of it with Bren from Of Mechs and Men. It still felt like I was playing classic BattleTech. Sure, things were a little different. Some choices, like personally, I liked their choice of removing the side tables. However, they have stated that they are keeping the side tables. People who are a lot better at math than I sat down there like, yeah, no, this is like pretty busted. If you just like change it that you're just hitting the sides. Like apparently the way the maths, it's actually more lethal to get somebody in your side arc than it is to get shot in the rear, which it feels antithetical. Yeah, it's antithetical to like getting behind somebody.
Yeah. Did you for your play testing, Zemer, did you ever play with all of the play tests together? Because that's essentially what the core rules is going to be, is this combination, right?
Yeah, we just kept stacking them.
Okay.
Water rules didn't come up that often. Like that's something me and Brent should have probably tried to incorporate more. I remember only one mission where we were actually playing in water where it mattered because like my Centurion wanted to cross a river that was just 1 hex wide. That didn't really change the play experience that much because we just weren't playing underwater or whatever. But ammo explosion rules, we played with that. We still liked it. Even with those new rules in place, even with the reduced amount of damage, I got a shot into the back of one of Brent's mechs. He had a gladiator. I hit that SRM pack, the ammo for the SRM, and his dude was gone. Like, you know, that was still something that would happen in the current rules.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to reiterate, like the change in damage from the old rules, I think is only going to matter for like the bigger boys. So it's you don't have an Atlas going down because oh hey somebody hit the LRM ammo because they got like attack or something, or a lucky shot in the rear. I think it's probably going to be better for like negating some feel bads because it does. That's BattleTech and that's the feel of it. But plenty of times when I'm trying to like demo the game for somebody, if I get a lucky headshot on them, it's not, oh man, that's just BattleTech guy. I'm sorry, your dude's just done. No, I'd be like, okay, this is what would have happened, but we're just gonna reload it, re-roll that location. Of course, if the same thing happens to me, it's like, oh man, that sucks. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
But I think what maybe we should keep in mind is like new people trying to get into BattleTech.
Sure.
They need a little bit of an on-ramp. They might, I'm not going to say baby them, but you don't want to just throw them into the deep end. Like a lot of people aren't going to take that.
Well, I think that's what this whole core kind of reset really is for, right? Because everyone else is like, it doesn't, I have all this stuff already. It doesn't matter too much what you call it or where you put it. I guess if the rules are changing, that's fine. But for me, it doesn't matter. Like if you, I mean, the units are going to be different and whatnot, but you could call it whatever you want. But for someone coming in and being like, okay, what's the first thing or what's like the standard thing to buy? Core rulebook and core box. It does kind of be like, okay, the company says this is where you start, right? So I get it. I like it.
Also, something really important to keep in mind. BattleTech and CGL, they're not running Warhammer Games Workshop style and coming in being like, oh yeah, that old codex that you spent like $80 on or whatever, yeah, that's out of date. Sorry, buy the new one. We're doing the new format. If you have a time of war, heck, if you got battle droids, play it to your heart's content, man. Just you got it. It's yours. You own it. Just keep going. There might not be like full-throated support for time of war going in the future, like scenario books and whatnot. Maybe they might make a pivot to the core rules for that kind of stuff. But I think the game systems are similar enough that you're going to be able to jump between the core rules and a time of war if that's your
Total
jam.
Warfare.
Yeah. Sorry, Total Warfare. Sorry, Time of War is
the RPG.
Yeah, that's the RPG that again scares me because it's like, oh my gosh, this is so much math. I thought classic BattleTech was bad enough.
They took it even more. Well, so here's a question, Ben. If you had the ability, if you were like, okay, this is the rule change I want to see, what would it be in your mind?
The most annoying rule.
As someone who doesn't want to like see it change too much, or didn't really kind of want to see that randomness leave, right?
I'm pretty comfortable with all the rules. I'm trying to think of.
So I'll give mine just because I saw someone else said it, and I was like, oh yeah, that one there, because I like Inner Sphere mechs, and I like Inner Sphere mechs with XL engines. So someone had suggested that it shouldn't be the full 3 engine slots in each side torso for Inner Sphere XLs. It should just be 2, and clans should be 1 on the side torsos. So the clans are still better, but it's not a total destruction of the Inner Sphere mech if you take out a side torso. So I was like, that to me, like it validates more all those Inner Sphere XL engine mechs, which I was like, oh, that would be nice, because then I wouldn't be as afeared to take those and play them in an event somewhere. So that would be the one that I would pick.
I could see that. I mean, I think, having those 3 engine slots in each of your side torsos where, that's what I think. Really, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would say the rule of when you take 3 engine hits is valid, but the XL engine hits are not necessarily engine hits. They're more heat additional things. So like if you get a destruction in your torsos, even if you got an XL engine, it doesn't kill the mech, but it does add heat and stuff like that. So I could go with that because it does, like you said, it makes them more durable, if you will.
Yeah, they just are more viable in more play situations, which,
Yeah.
currently it's like I lose my side torso, it's gone. The whole unit's gone. Whereas that's not happening to a clan mech at all. Anyway, that would be the one that I would pick. Zemer, do you have a rule change that if you had the powers that are in front of you that you would suggest?
Honestly, if there's one change to the rules, it's not even classic. It's Alpha Strike. I would like if there was some sort of special ability or way to account for mechs with actuators, because this is something that gets into classic, like mechs with hands, like they can grab things and they can manipulate them.
You want the hand special is what you want, right?
I want the hand special. I want when we build scenarios for Alpha Strike, I want there to be a difference between a locust running up to an objective and a wasp. I want the wasp to be able to do the job just a little bit better because that dude's got hands. That would
the old
maybe
opposable thumb. Yep, I get you.
Yeah, the opposable thumb.
Yeah, I can see that. That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, it really doesn't. It's more of a. I mean, it's no different than like Probe or MHQ or any of those other ones that don't really function on the table, but they add flavor for scenario-based games.
Well, I mean, there is function for those specials, but normal play, like, hey, we're just going to get together, we're going to shoot at each other, like, probe and whatnot's not going to matter much. That's something.
Yeah, I think that would work.
Yeah, and I think maybe the thing that makes it something different is that it's not based on a particular piece of equipment that's kind of tracked, right? So if you've got I forget the names of the probes, but that piece of equipment directly relates to the special that's going to be on the Alpha Strike card, whereas like hands are not tracked as a separate piece of equipment on like classic sheets and stuff. You see what I mean? So maybe that's where it becomes a little bit more difficult, but I don't think it'd be hard to necessarily institute that at all.
Yeah, just off the top of my head, if that's the one rule change I can make, it's, give me hands. Give me hands in Alpha Strike.
Okay.
Give me the hands.
Give me the hands. I want to sit there and be like, yes, my Battle Master's going to run up to that building, grab some rebar, and beat that dude over the head with it.
You can only take clubs if you got hands, right?
Yes.
Okay, Ben, back to you. What's your choice? Your rule change?
I want to see things blow up more.
You want more blowing up?
I want more blown up. I want to see
stackpoles on 8-ups,
or like some sort of exposed ammo type thing.
Yeah, I mean, we had that when you were dumping ammo. If you shot anybody in the back, there was a chance for ammo explosions, at one point. So, or I want more fear placed on landmines.
Oh, mines. Woo. Not used much, that's for sure.
BSP's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Mines.
I think that was, I would make them more lethal,
Mines themselves, or just explosions?
Mines themselves. I think that's where I would go with, I would go with.
How would you change mines so that they're more used? Because I don't see them used hardly at all.
That's the thing is because usually on a map sheet you get say if you're playing a scenario with mines, you get all right, you get 5 counters of 10-point minefields. all right, cool, I guess, where am I going to put them across these 18 hexes wide kind of thing,
Well, what if, I mean,
Or
because you can see them, right? They're already placed out, so everyone knows where they are, right?
not usually. Sometimes
Oh,
in
okay. They're
scenarios,
hidden.
they're hidden. So
Okay.
you don't even know. And I get what mines are for. I've put enough out in my military time that I know what they're used for. But I just feel like there's something there, and maybe it's just nobody really put much thought into it until somebody brought it up and was like, yeah, let's just make some rules for it and stuff like that. So I think making them, you know, more prevalent on the battlefield and then increasing their lethality.
Yeah, because I mean,
'Cause
especially coming from the lore, like especially the early lore is like,
oh
oh,
yeah,
Viber Mine, they're like shakes half the mech off or whatever, right? So
right. I
Yeah,
mean,
I remember specifically in the Warrior trilogy of books written by Stackpole, there's a Marauder that is just absolutely taken out of commission by 3 mines. It
right.
lands on 3 mines and like cockpit kill. It's done.
Yeah.
I don't know if the current rules would even do that. It's like, oh yeah, you do like clusters of 5 damage. Like, oh okay, so it's an LRM. Uh,
Yeah. So that's what I
like,
see. It needs to be more lethality in the mines because a lot of the early lore is people were deathly afraid of running their 75-ton mech over a mine when the rules are like, oh, it does 10 points of damage in 5-point clusters. All
it's not
right.
even enough to cause a
I,
PSR. Like,
I can eat that all day long,
yeah,
in a
especially a
Marauder,
Marauder, right?
you know. But in the lore, it's like, oh, Marauder stepped on a mine, got his leg blown off, and falls over. Like, and then
oh no, we should
on more
surrender
mines,
immediately. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know how you could do it, but that's probably the rule I would change off the top of my head.
To kind of revamp mines altogether.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Make them
Yeah.
scary. Make mine scary again.
Well, yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, because I think with the current, in my mind, push to kind of reduce lethality, I don't know if that would fly per se,
I know.
with at least what CGL is trying to do. But man, I'd love to see something like that, at least in a homebrew.
Yeah.
I do know with the so with Aces, right? The Scouring Sands campaign, Mission 19, I just played that with some folks recently, and mines are very prevalent in that mission, and they deal something. You can get like the dense keyword, which literally doubles the damage those mines are going to do. In classic terms, it's doing like 20 points of damage for just like one mine cluster. So I don't know, like if a minefield did like 20 points of damage, that's enough to cause a PSR. Would that make them more scary?
I mean, I don't know how mines operate in Alpha Strike normally, but how is it used in the scenario without maybe spoiling
So
too much?
in the scenario, Aces uses the waypoint system, right? You got these little tokens, and they have letters to designate them. You take them and you lay out. I think it's A through H. You take A through H, and you could place it anywhere you want within a designated area. When an enemy comes within 6 inches of that token during their movement, they trigger that waypoint, and there's a chance that it's going to cause damage against that unit. It's still kind
Yeah.
of a crapshoot.
So I'm looking at
Because
the waypoints here. I got the Scouring Sands book right here.
yeah,
The waypoint suffers 1 damage. If it's dense, it suffers one more damage.
yeah.
There's
So
2 damage and then one more if you got dense. 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. You know,
and 1 damage in Alpha Strike is roughly equal to 10 points of damage in Classic.
right, right. But you do. I mean, is it on a light mech? Sure, that might. You might obliterate a dasher in one go on that one.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's definitely useful against the fulcrums in that campaign because those are nuisances. They're terrors.
Yeah.
Stick that in front of your fireball, Ben. That's where it happens.
So the scarab is for. You just go chop them.
Yeah, mines. I've only played once with mines, and it was kind of a homebrew situation. But yeah, it's a good thought. Interesting thought. Well, yeah. So that's kind of newer rules. We basically don't have them all yet, right? So we just kind of have like a list of what's happening, but just in a very abbreviated version. So it will be interesting to see what the actual rules are when I guess I heard that they're close to putting it to the printers like right now. So it'll be interesting for sure.
I believe it's been stated that they want to have the core box ready for Gen Con.
Well, Ben, you're going to Gen Con, right?
I am, but they'll probably do a limit like they did the first time they put out the Alpha Strike box set, where you can only get one box set or two box sets or something like that.
I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to have too many mules out there just packing 5 or 10 and then reselling them or something.
Well, it's like day one. From what I heard, I don't think we were doing Battle Barn that year, so I think some of the guys went up to Gen Con and got a box set and could only get like one or two. So there was not a lot of muling going on that one, but I can see
there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to like sell out of that stuff so quickly. If they sold out of Gothic, they're absolutely going to sell out of this.
What did you guys get a look at the units in the new boxes, both in the new beginner box and the new core box? Did you guys look at the units in there?
I did look at those.
Oh yeah.
What'd you guys think?
There wasn't anything that really stood out to me as far as I need to pick up that box because I want those units. I mean, I think the only one that was interesting was the Rakshasa, I think. Was that it? Or was that the Savage Wolf? I can't remember.
It's the Rakshasa, I think that's in there, right?
Yeah.
I think they're both in there. I think they got the Mad Cat. Oh, sorry, no, that's a Mad Cat Mark IV.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Mad Cat Mark IV, and they do have a Rakshasa. So, just for our listeners, you mind if I just rattle off the mechs that are included in here? So, the starter box, which is going to be, it's the starter box. We've seen it before. It's 2 mechs. It's 1v1 focused. It's the cheapest introduction to BattleTech you can get. In that box, they're going to have 2 mechs. It's going to be the Kataro and the Hammerhead. It was stated
it's something different.
It's a Contio.
Oh, sorry, Contio. What did I say?
Katara. I can see where you...
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's the Contio.
Yeah, because I looked at that and I was like, ooh, I might have to get 2 or 3 of those box sets. Those Contios look nice.
They're nasty.
Yeah.
You gotta get one for Charles anyway,
Yeah, so the theming behind this box is you got the Contio, the bear, versus the Hammerhead, the shark. So I think that's kind of cute, especially if you're trying to introduce kids. That's how you can present it to them, and you can let them run with it. There's some more advanced tech in here, but from playtesting, they said newer players usually pick up pretty quick on this stuff. Just explaining, hey, this is what ECM does. When you're piecemealing this tech to people, they can pick it up. Also, there's first mission designations for some things, so it's supposed to be an easy way to onboard people. I definitely love that we got the Contio. The Hammerhead, we've only got it in one other box, and they did a premium miniature run a while ago, so this is just going to be an easier way to get that. The Hammerhead's such a neat mech.
Well, and not
Hammerhead's in the 3rd Starly box.
Yep.
With the painted Savage Wolf.
Yeah. And I think, not having seen this yet, it sounds more like a beginner box should be, where there's some steps to it, instead of just here's a reduced play or a reduced rules box. That's it. it's like it kind of steps you through some of that advanced tech and stuff. So I like that better as a beginner box, because then it moves you towards what they're calling the core box and the core rule set.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah. So then next, just going off of the promotional images we were given, I also shared it on the side for you guys to follow along with. So in this new core box, it's going to be replacing a Game of Armor combat box. From left to right in this image, we have the Eris. We have the Mad Dog Mark IV, I believe. The Mad Cat Mark IV, Regent, Uziel. That's the Sagittaire, right? No, Solitaire. Sorry. Solitaire, Hollander, and the Rakshasa. I gotta say,
those really excite me.
I think I'm the opposite. Like, I really dig a lot of these mechs. Like, I don't think I have the nostalgia for the Uziel like other people might do, because it was so prevalent. It was so prevalent in Mech Warrior 4, and I think it was also in Mech Assault a few times, in both Mech Assaults. But dude, I want that Hollander so bad. I've wanted to use the Hollander for so long, but the old sculpts are just old sculpts. I I never pulled the trigger on them because I'm sorry, they just look way too derpy. Like, there's some things I'll tolerate, but that poor dude, he needs help.
I like the Uziel, the looks of the Uziel from Mech Warrior 4 and stuff, but I think my favorite of this is the Mad Dog Mark IV, actually, just by pure looks. That's the one that gets the ticket for me. But these aren't mechs that I play with, so it'll be interesting. I'm sure I'll pick it up at some point. And it'll be interesting to play with. I have played with the Hollander once or twice. I am not a single weapon unit dude, but I know a lot of people are. So I'm glad it's coming out there.
I think I'm more excited for the Snowblind, the Aces Snowblind.
Oh yeah,
those mechs in there. I mean, you got I think the Novacat E is the missile variant, maybe.
Is that the one with all the missile hands?
Yeah, and then like the Viking 2C, another Grizzly, which I love the Grizzly, and I think the Bear Cub, maybe.
It's the Rhyme Otter.
Yeah, Rhyme
Otter. Oh, the Rhyme Otter. Yeah. Those to me, that's pretty interesting stuff right there.
That's clan stuff, Ben. You don't play clan stuff.
Hey, I gotta have an op for too, man.
And that's supposed to come out when? Do you guys know when that's supposed to come out?
Gen Con. They were talking about it might come in Gen Con, but it's highly doubtful that it'll be out by Gen Con time. And they don't want to overshadow the core stuff, the starter set and the core set.
Yeah.
So
it'd be nice if we got releases so close to each other like that, but I think that might be a little too much.
Sure. I'm okay with having big releases spaced out, because then you kind of have that build up, and then everyone buys it and everyone's painting it, and everyone's trying to get it on the table all at once or whatnot. And kind of a group emphasis rather than like all of it dumped all at once, and you're like, well, I got the core set. Well, I didn't get that, but I got the the new aces and whatnot. So I like a little bit of spacing.
Yeah, I do think though. Something that definitely strikes me with the choice of mechs that they have here. This isn't a Secession Wars box. Heck, it's not even really a Clan Invasion box. What we're looking at is this is an Ill Clan era box. This is mostly all later tech. I mean, the Rakshasa only came to be because, this is the Mad Cat we have at home.
Yeah.
So
both of these products, I think, are really pushing the more modern era, right? The more towards the Ill Clan. Even though like the Uziel is like a Civil War, but all of these are available in the Ill Clan era, so it's a push, right?
Yeah, I I have to say, I do kind of strongly disagree with you guys. Like, I do love the classics. My favorite mechs being like the Thunderbolt and the Centurion, but I really do dig this box. I think going forward, if I had to say anything, I think my least favorite mech out of the whole thing is the Solitaire. But that's probably just because it's not my aesthetic. You look at the Regent that they have in this box, it's a new variant. I can't remember which one it is, the designation, but it's got 3 is it ER PPCs or heavy PPCs? It has 3 PPCs with capacitors, so it's a souped up awesome. Which I think is kind of funny. Going from losing the awesome in the Game of Armored Combat to getting, oh hey, here's second awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a switch, and I've heard similar comments. It's like, oh, it's definitely not a Succession Wars box, and for some people that's an issue, right? For me, it's not a huge issue, but it is definitely an issue of me being familiar with these units. So I couldn't tell you what any of these units have except for the Uziel. But that I mean, to me, I'm kind of like a pretty flexible player, and I'm willing to kind of work with things. I'll always kind of go back to my tried and true Centurion. That's like, I kind of grew up playing with those units, kind of Succession Wars and Clan Invasion, so that's definitely what I'm more familiar with. But I'm willing to get pushed a little bit more towards the Ill Clan. So it doesn't these units don't immediately strike me, but maybe they will as I learn a little bit more about them, which is good because this kind of forces me to, in a way, if I'm going to be playing against these units and with these units in the future. So
yeah,
I'm okay with it for sure.
Have you guys checked out the Elysian Lancers box set yet?
Oh, I haven't even looked at what's in that one. That one is a Barnes & Noble?
Yeah, Barnes &
Okay.
I just got 2 of them today.
Oh, okay. So what did you get your double box there?
So you got the Soul, the Rock, the War, and the Scarabus.
So the 2 new ones would be the Scarabus and the War.
Yeah.
How does the War look?
It looks pretty dope, man. I'm not a big Ost unit fan, but
apparently you are now.
Apparently I am now because I got, plus I still got the Ost from the Merc Kickstarters too.
Yeah.
The Ost Rock and the Ost Soul and those. I think they missed an opportunity to throw an Ost Scout in there and have a complete Ost box.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting that they didn't do that, right?
We already have the Ost Scout though in another box.
But you got the Ost Rock and you got the Ost Soul as already too. I think they could have gone a full meme box.
Well, that's when whenever people are asking for like bug boxes or whatnot, that's when I'm like, oh, just play into it, CGL. You play into a lot of other stuff. Just go with the a little bit of the meme. I mean, if you can get an Irby Lamb, you can get any type of meme lands, really.
Not even the Urban Lamb. Like, we have an Urban Mech box that's just 4 different variants.
You do an Ost box, and you do a 12 unit box of like all the bug mechs.
Yeah. Well, I know people are clamoring for like a crab box. Although
there's only one. Know. It's just Charles. No, I'm sure there's other people out there I like the crab too, but
sure.
Here's the thing. I just want the crab to be available in something other than just that Comstar level 2 box, because that's been out of print for way too long, in my opinion. Like, I'm starving for crabs.
So what would you guys rather eat?
Does that box have the Crockett in it? Because I've been trying to get a Crockett for a while too. Another Crockett.
It might. I mean, there's only 2 of the boxes, so it's one of the other.
It must be the one with the Crockett, because I don't think I have a Crockett. I bought the other level 2 box with the king crab in it, like that's been available. I've been able to find multiple copies of that. I painted like 3 king crabs already, and I got more to paint.
So if you guys were to get, would you rather have like a whole bunch of different variants of one mech, like, you know, like 4 hunchbacks, or would you rather have like a set like, you know, the crabs or whatnot? Which would you guys prefer?
I'd rather go with like a set of like, you know, like a theme. I like theme, boxes. I don't want a bunch. I want a box full of like the same unit with just different variants. Because to me, I don't. If I put a Cyclops on the table, it could be any of the 15 variants of the Cyclops. You know, I don't.
You're
really
not
care.
stuck on what you see is what you get type thing.
No.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a Cyclops, it's a Cyclops. All
Yeah.
right. It might be a 4P. It might be in 1G or whatever. You know, it doesn't matter to me. But I mean, I'm definitely not a what you see is what you get type.
Yeah.
In the sense that it has to be that variant of that mech on the table. I don't play it.
Sure.
I don't like it,
Yeah.
I think that's very limiting.
For sure. What about you, Zemer? Would you rather have kind of like the urban mech for 4 different variants, or would you rather have kind of a theme one?
So I'll say, if they decide to come out with a Lance box with 4 different hunchbacks, I would absolutely be all over that. Just recently, like one of my recent projects has been taking a hunchback and converting it into the 4J variant. It's the one that has 3 additional medium lasers and swaps out the AC-20 for 2 LRM-10s.
Yeah.
It's a fun model, but we don't have any WYSIWYG. Somebody I know, they had a project in mind. They wanted a 4 Juliet, so I took it upon myself and I kit bashed one for them. I have it sitting right in front of me. It's beautiful. If CGL wanted to put out a box that had 4 different variants of hunchbacks, I think you can absolutely do that.
Sure.
However, I don't see them doing that because we have the oh my gosh. You guys are gonna have
Lance. I'm not sure.
No, the caballeros.
Oh, the caballeros.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. I am way too white to properly say that.
I am also a white boy, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, I'm just a bad person then. All right, cool. But in their box, I believe they're getting the 4P variant, which is the disco back. Yeah. So they're willing to do variants of the hunchback already, and they're already putting in other boxes. So I don't see any point in them making a Lance box for just hunchbacks.
Sure.
It is just silly at that point.
So you'd rather have a themed box.
I would much prefer if like the way they're going about things, I like it. You get like a variety of units in it. I will use as an example when I first started collecting miniatures, I wanted a stalker in my force. It was like the first assault mech I got in Mech Warrior 5. Fell in love with it. Love the lasers. Love the missiles. I went ahead. CGL had plastic models of it. It came in the fire support box. But that box included a Zeus and a Trebuchet. Both were mechs that I didn't really care for. But in the fact that I already paid for them, I decided to try them out one day. And I found out it's like, hey, the Trebuchet has a role to fill in the battlefield. This is actually fun to field. It allowed me to experiment because I just had it sitting around, and I feel like going forward I want CGL to do more of that, like take a really popular model and sprinkle in some other stuff for people to experiment with. Still now, like when we pick up these boxes, I don't think all of us are sitting here and like we want every, like we're not clamoring to get every mech that's in that box.
Yeah.
Usually there's 1 or 2 that we're not super interested in. But heck, you buy that box, you already have it. Paint it up as your op 4, beat it up. You have it.
Yeah, I was, I've been thinking that it would be cool. At least this is my view, but I would really like, even though I already have a lot of the units, I would love lore-based boxes where it's like I will buy the Great Death Legion, aka the first trilogy of the Great Death Legion. You get the stock, like even if it's a bigger box too, it'd be like it could be more than just one lance, but you get that set for that particular lore. Especially if there's already like a scenario pack that you could play with that particular set. So I think that would be kind of the theme set that I would really like to see.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah. I mean, BattleTech plays into the lore so much that it's interesting to get, for me, it's interesting to get packs that aren't linked directly to particular, especially novels. But
so talking about like lore boxes though, have you gotten either the Korean or Davian boxes yet?
I've gotten the Davian boxes. I have. My son's gotten the Kuridan ones because he's a big Draconis Combine player. But they haven't really clicked with lore that I'm more familiar with. Again, I'm more familiar with older lore, and so when you get Davian unit or Davian boxes that have more recent units, it's not as much of a connection for me, and I don't even know if it's like connected to actual like concise lore, right? Like in this particular battle that these 4 units were represented. So this is the Davian, I don't know, Battle of Hesperus, something, whatever it is, box, something like that. So when I think of like something that would be cool for me, that's what I think would be neat, at least for like the lore nuts, it's like, oh yeah, I got that particular set for this particular series of battles or whatnot. So that was my thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I like the idea of the lore boxes, and I feel like if you go, I mean, like the Comstar box is great because it's 6 mechs or six units in the Comstar box. You could do a 12 box, do a 12 unit box, and just have that be the just a straight up 12 units. That's it. That's the box set, and make it into, hey, you buy 2 of these, and now you've got a force for a lore battle somewhere. Like a Davian 12 unit box set and a Curita 12 unit box set. Hey, we're going to have these 2 forces, or a Federated or a Free World League and a Leering Commonwealth box set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess just thinking about CGL, the danger is that then you get those people that aren't interested in the lore-based ones. They're like, oh, what am I buying all these units for? That don't, maybe I don't like half of them or something. But
like limited release stuff,
Yeah, exactly. So you don't do a full run of it, but just because my idea is that it combines with other products rather than just being a standalone. This is just a box of minis. It's more than that. It's like, this is a box of minis. Oh, purchase this novel if you want to know their story. And there's a scenario pack that you can play this particular series against. Oh, there's this other Kuridan pack that you buy for the Op 4 or something, something like that. So again, this is grand schemes.
You look at like the GDL, for Helm. They had like 12 mechs.
Yeah.
That's a 12 mech box right there, with another Free World League box to fight against them, using the turning points and reading the novel for Price of Glory,
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. I like the I just always am thinking about opportunities to link products across different things. Yeah. What do you think about that, Zemer?
So I might be thinking like too practically, too marketing wise, but
sure.
I'd be hesitant to make a company box just because it's going to be a bigger price point, right? If now what is it? The CGL listed price for a Lance box right now is $30. I don't think I'm going to want to sit, like, it's not going to be an impulse buy to be like, oh, hey, here's a company of dudes for like $100.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to convince myself like, oh yeah, I could treat myself to some mechs when it's a Lance box. You know, you find it on sale at
for
different
sure, yeah.
places. It's
Yeah.
going to be like
Yeah.
25. Yeah, you're looking at like 25 to $26 now, depending on where you go. I know a great place to go.
We do. We
to
do
get
know of a great
minis.
place. Yes, it is true.
But it's I love the idea, but I wince at the fact that I know like a box like that is going to come with probably extra stuff other than just the mechs. And again, we're really looking at, you know, the prices where it's an investment now for some people, including myself. Like my spending budget for BattleTech isn't super crazy.
Sure. I think maybe you could even, to kind of go in the middle there, you could put it together as a series of boxes, right? So you could have the whole force if you get box 1, 2, and 3. Or if you just like the mechs in box 1, then maybe you just buy box 1 and it's a Lance or whatnot. But
I
keeping
almost
the
feel
products linked, right? It's like putting something on the packaging that says, well, this is more than just a box. This is such and such force and such air, something like that.
I almost feel at that point you're almost reinventing the wheel because it's almost what they're doing right now with the faction boxes. Like we have the Cretan Ranger Lance, we have the Cretan like
sure, but where do those show up in the lore? Like where am I finding this lance in a novel or a shrapnel? That's my
okay, you're talking about like source book material, looking at like these people piloted this at this time.
Yeah, something like that. A little bit more than just 4 minis, right?
I guess you could kind of do that. I also see from like a business expense, you probably like if I was running the business, I probably would spread the command lance amongst 2 different boxes just so people buy 2 different boxes. Sorry.
I'm shaking my fist at you right now, Zemer. How dare you?
I know I'm horrible. Don't give me the keys. But I don't know, maybe that's the business sense they're working with. I myself I'm not super interested in that. Again, I made the argument you get a box set, even if you don't like the other minis in there, you could just give them to the op floor.
Sure.
They're not. If you want to get a specific mech and you don't want to get any other stuff, you can go ahead. You could buy minis piecemeal from somewhere like Ironwind Metals. Ironwind Metals will gladly sit there and be like, "Oh, you want a Marauder for Grayson Carlisle? Well, okay, yeah, you could pick it up for $25 and get an imputer, or you can spend $30 and get an Inner Sphere Command Lance box. Oh, look, now you got Grayson's Marauder. Also, you got an Archer, a Phoenix Hawk, and a Stinger. You know, now that Archer, Stinger, and Phoenix Hawk, that just goes to the op floor. Grayson's got to have something to shoot at.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have kind of wondered once they purchased Iron Winds if they would start producing single minis in plastic, or at least selling them individuals in plastic. And I'm one that is totally cool with buying boxes, but for those that are trying to get specific mechs and don't want others, I wonder if that will ever happen. If they'll actually sell just individuals in plastics, maybe you get a little bit, maybe it'll cost more than the minis would in a larger Lance box or whatnot, but you just get the one you want.
Yeah, I imagine you'd be spending like, $10 or $12 for an individual mini compared to buying the box for $30.
Yeah, I just wonder what'll happen there. I'm not sure.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I know many people who would like sing praises if they did make that switch, because sometimes you're making a Draconis Combine force and you're just like, yes, I need a company of Panthers, please.
Yeah.
Brent would love that.
I didn't mean to. I kind of shoved it in his nose a little bit earlier. I have now 4 unpainted Panthers. I might be cheating.
He needs a whole group of people to bring Panthers to Gen Con just to give to him. It's like, here you go.
He would be so happy. Like, unironically, that would probably make his entire weekend.
Okay, folks, you heard it here. If you're going to Gen Con and you have a spare unpainted Panther that you're just aching to get rid of, please make a little care package for Brent. There you go.
Yep. And when you box it up to hand it to him, throw in a crayon in there so he can have a snack for later, all right?
Exactly. Make sure it's a green one. Lime
That's
is
right.
the
I think red is his favorite.
Oh man, craziness. Okay, Zemer, what topic would you like to talk about?
Oh man, you know what? I would love to talk about the shenanigans that have been going on in the Valhalla Club as of late. I don't think. Yeah, we don't talk about what the community is up to enough, in my opinion. So, as of lately, as I said earlier, I've been getting in a lot of online games. A lot of that is thanks to. I think that's actually entirely because of the folks in the Valhalla Club Discord. I've been able to play Alpha Strike on Tabletop Simulator using the scripted mod by Breaktime Phil. He's doing excellent work to make playing Alpha Strike on Tabletop Simulator a breeze. He spent like an entire week also scripting and programming aces to function within his mod. It is so convenient to use. If you ever tune into Brent's streams, I don't know if he still has the VODs up by this point, but Breaktime has made it so simple that you literally press a button and it loads not only the units, but actually builds the board for you for each individual mission. So literally live on stream, we sat there, we fired up Tabletop Simulator, we hit the button in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We had the miniatures, we had the board built, we had all the decks and cards laid out neatly.
It's much faster than it takes me to set up, that's for sure.
I remember one of the missions that I tried to play at home, right? It took me something like 2 hours to set up the board because, I mean, there was multiple things going on, but just it took me 2 hours just kind of fumbling through stuff like constructing hills and buildings. It's like, you go on Tabletop Simulator, you could snap between missions in like 2 minutes. As quickly as your computer and the game could load the assets is as quickly as you could set up individual missions. It blows my pants off. I'm so happy that
whoa. Hey, is this what we're doing now?
Camera's on, boys. Come on.
Zemer's pantsless here, people.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Good job, Phil. Break time, Phil. Way to go. I when I found out that you have to basically scan each of those assets in, that kind of blew my mind because I was like, that's a ton of work for each little piece. So
besides the sculpt, the scripting, he sat there, he painted the his whole box set, scanned it in with a third party application. Like, again, it took him like a week, like a dedicated week to just grinding this out. And I'm so glad he put in the effort to do that. It is great. I definitely think more people should be using using Tabletop Simulator to play Alpha Strike if they can't go anywhere in person.
Yeah, and often you and Brent from OMAM have been streaming this on Wednesday nights. So if people are listening and not catching the Wednesday night streams for OMAM, you guys, I mean, it's not every time you guys have been playing Tabletop Simulator, but Wednesday nights are fun. With,
Wednesday nights, and also Brent streams on Fridays as well. So this past Friday, he's been playing with folks in from the Discord playing MechWarrior 5. So but also I'm trying to make an active effort to be available on Mondays and even Tuesdays to play games with folks. Just this past Monday, we played Alpha Strike 350 duos. It was Brent and I against Bill from the Discord and Legion. It was so funny. Both Bill and Legion actually gave Brent and I a run for our money. Like, we just squeaked it out on points rather than just being able to pound them in, because Legion brought a Kodiak. 8 damage. Big honking boy with 2 overheat. We were just like, me and Brent were like, all right, he's on that side of the board. We're just not going to be over there.
Just skirt around the edges here.
Yeah. Stay away from the teddy bear. It's been great. It's been great fun. So I hope to keep this rolling. So far, Mondays have been best. People have been showing up for them. If we could do Tuesdays as well, that's fine. That's great. Other games that have been played in the Discord other than Tabletop Simulator, I mentioned MechWarrior 5. MechWarrior Online is still being played here and there. I know like a month ago, like MechWarrior Online was being played like at least 2 or 3 times a week. It's kind of slowed down now. I don't know if it's because of like a content drought or something. I do know maybe some people cut one too many arrow force to the face.
That does feel bad no matter what you're playing in.
Yeah, I shared a clip from one of Brent's streams. He was playing MWO, and that's exactly what happened. Like, he watched it come in. He just accepted his fate and took that arrow forward to the face. It was brutal. But besides those, MechWarrior 5, MechWarrior Online, there's also been this is an interesting game. Matt, you and I were talking about this. There's an RTS called Rusted Warfare. You can find it on Steam for like $5. It's like super cheap, but it's an older RTS. But on Steam, the workshop has like tons of mods for it. And one of the many mods that are there is one called MechWarrior Civil War. We've gone to like streaming that on Twitch on occasions and like doing PvP, PvE matches. And it's, if you want an RTS that is BattleTech skinned, I can't recommend it enough. Like, even if you just want to play it yourself, or you want to come in and do like PvE one night, it is tons of fun, because you sit there, you build up your base, you can call in mechs, and when you call in mechs, if you take them to a mech bay, you can actually modify the loadouts. Like, it's crazy how much depth is in this RTS. I've played like a couple RTS back in the day. And this one, I'm dumbfounded at how much detail was actually put into this mod. Like, it's a conversion mod, and it's so easy to install. It is, if you ever modded a game on Steam, it's, you go in the workshop, you subscribe to the mod, you fire up the game, you go to the mod section, you turn on your mods, and you restart the game. That's it. That's all you have to do. You literally start it up within like 5 minutes. You'll have it modded.
Yeah, I think the only thing is on Wednesday I was watching you and Brent play it. I think the only thing I found missing was like little responses from the units when you come in. I'm like, yes, my lord, or what the old RTSs had and whatnot. So.
Yeah, there's not like individual voice lines. There are voice lines there, but they're fairly generic.
Yeah.
That's maybe my one knock against it. also, maybe another thing, for some people, it's not. For some people, it's probably going to be a benefit. For others, like, I don't mind the soundtrack that they throw on there. They just recycle like Mech Warrior music. So from the shooter games.
Well, they just need to have Kanan do a soundtrack for them, right?
Yeah, Caden doesn't have enough work to do. He needs to compose everybody some slapping intros.
Well, it was funny. Where was that? Was that the Last Remembrance when someone asked him, like, where do you get this music? And he's like, well, yeah, I kind of create it. I was like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's super talented. Like, all the. Now, I think the intermission music is like not written by Kanan, but their intro and outros are. So it's still like really impressive.
Unfortunately, I'll throw Mike a little bit under the bus here, but he didn't create the music for us. I'm sorry, but we don't have anyone cool like that is making synth music on his computer or whatnot. But maybe one day.
Maybe one day, yeah.
I'm just hoping Ben will pick that up in his many hours of spare time that he's got, right?
Yeah, right. Nah, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on in the Discord. That's it's awesome to hear about the games played, and I think just the activity in the Discord is great to see between the different podcast booths, and then the paint booth is always great, and some of the other, we always get memes in several places, and those are great. The meme HPG is always good for a laugh. Zemer's a regular contributor, right?
Yeah, no, I'm literally the picture of like somebody who picks up a box and takes it from point A to point B, but I'm doing my part.
Yeah. It's just great to have a place for people to just get together, hang out, meet each other. So if you haven't spent much time on the Discord, spend a little more time and find something to do on here. There's always great stuff. Any other things that you've been seeing played lately, Zemer?
There's like the odd game here or there. Since last episode, I started playing Halo a little bit. Like the only other game other than BattleTech stuff. I've been playing some Halo. Hey, again, I love BattleTech, but like before BattleTech, I had Halo, and me and my brothers would sit there split screen, and we played the ever loving heck out of Halo 3, man. Like, my gosh, I think I could play the mission The Covenant from Halo 3 in my sleep. Just being like, that mission, I think is honestly peak Halo, where you just drop in on the beach and then you have the double scarab fight, like,
oh yeah,
just chef's kiss, and then it finishes with you like fighting the flood again. Like, oh gosh, why did Halo have to become what it is now? Like, it literally makes me depressed.
Back to BattleTech. Go back.
Yeah. BattleTech, for any faults that might have beset, the IP over the years, like, at least it's still chugging along, man. At least we ain't spitting everything out. At least we're not like dumping back on AI and we're just like, oh yeah, just AI the heck out of Combat Evolved. We'll sell it for $60 again.
Not happening.
I hope not. I would cry.
Oh man. Well, let's see. Well, anything else you guys want to chat about tonight? We're just kind of chatting. Anything else?
Let's talk about the Springs, man. What's going on in the Springs?
Oh yeah, Springs. So we've got a little bit of an event coming up here soon. Hopefully we get this episode out before that happens. That is happening. What did we call it? Mayday Mech Mayhem or something? I don't know. Yeah. I just love alliteration. It's my It's my curse. I just alliterate everything. So on the 2nd of May, we're having a kind of a modified Wolfnet Alpha Strike 350 tournament. And the way we're modifying it is it's going to be kind of a combined singles and doubles tournament. So basically you'll play 2 rounds of singles. And then after that, we'll have a process whereby people will pick partners from other players there. And then you'll play 2 rounds of doubles. And your combined score across all the rounds will lead to kind of the ranking and placement. So there's a couple other things we're doing. We're doing pre-placed terrain. So the whoever's running it, or just players or whatnot, we'll all make sure that it's placed all beforehand. So that'll actually reduce some time for each round, and we can kind of it'll be the era's Dark Age. We'll kind of have some maps that are more geared towards things or places that happened in the Dark Age. What else was there, Ben?
Don't bother picking your partner before you show up.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that could completely change. It'll either be, there could be a couple different ways we're thinking about doing it. Is we'll start with kind of
either random, roll off.
Random roll off. Oh man, yeah, we've talked about different ways to do this, but we haven't exactly gone down one particular route yet.
I was of the opinion we need to do it. Whoever your last opponent was in singles, that's your partner now.
Which is kind of good and kind of bad, because by that point,
it's only 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's only 2 rounds, so it's not 3 rounds.
Yeah.
You can still have like power couple type thing.
True.
Versus like noobs or something like that. So I would feel bad if that happened. So we'll probably
make
do
a new friend
to equalize it. Yeah. Well, you can do friends with those a little bit lower on the singles ranking and those a little bit higher. So maybe some equalization there. But I think it'll be kind of a fun, interesting way to do it where, singles is a little bit more kind of sweaty especially for some people, whereas doubles is a little bit more relaxed. So to kind of get that combo all in one day, and it'll be just a good time to hang out. I know Ben will be there, I'll be there, and Charles and Tommy from Wolfnet will be there. So this is May 2nd in Colorado Springs. If you happen to be around, or if you're in the Springs, definitely come on out. It'll be at Gamers Haven starting around 10:30 or so. This one will probably be setting up and stuff. So yeah, come out and have fun. Check out we put the announcement out on the Colorado BattleTech Discord and Facebook, and I'll probably throw an announcement in the Valhalla Club one as well. So that is that. Zem, are you doing any events? You got any in-person events up there in your neck of the woods?
Honestly, I've been pretty disconnected from my local group. Since I did my move, I haven't found a new home yet. I did hear there are 2 card shops. I'm kind of like split between the 2. I've tried
for gaming.
Sorry?
You mean a new home for gaming, right?
Yes,
You're not living out of your car right now?
Oh gosh, no.
Okay.
New home for gaming.
Gotcha.
Coming to you from my dropship bay.
Yeah.
And stuff. My hammock swinging between the gantries.
Let me go get my mini collection out of the backseat.
Yeah, no. So to find a new game shop, I'm split between 2 card shops. The one I'm familiar with, I used to go there to play X-Wing back in the day. However, I don't know if they're super interested in BattleTech right now. But the other card shop, I actually don't even know where it's located. I had my coworker, he goes there, he plays D&D every week.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to explain it to me, and I was like, yeah, I should know where it is, but why can't I just find this? I tried to Google it or whatever, and it's nothing. So it's I thought the old place I went to was a hole in wall. This thing is completely underground. So I'm literally after this week's work, I'm going to go over there and like literally just drive on by and see if I can find the shop. If not, I'm like knocking on doors and being like,
This is some dude's basement.
Hello, do you have
Yeah.
BattleTech?
hey, you guys got them cards? Let me introduce you to our Lord and Savior, Jerome Blake.
I have heard that from several people. Usually not door to door, though. We've got that May event coming up here in the Springs. Ben, what's going on for Gen Con?
Man, I don't know. I think let me check my calendar because I got it on my calendar. I think it is the 3rd of May. Nope.
Wouldn't be May, right?
17th of May is Gen Con event registration.
Oh, okay.
So we don't even know really what the events are yet until the 17th of May. I'm sure somebody could track it down if they wanted to, but
yeah. What do you think you're doing at Gen Con, I guess?
I mean, all I know I'm doing right now is doubles.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to play in singles. I'm trying not to run anything at Gen Con this year and just take a little break and just spend the 4 days enjoying time. So
probably better that way, huh?
Yeah, I think I might try and do a classic game or something like that. Oh, and I get Masters of Minions, I think. So Masters of Minions and
do you have a partner for that yet?
Yeah, it's me and Charles again.
Nice.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think we both said we wanted to be each other's partners, so I don't even know.
Secretly, Charles didn't pick you.
Yeah, well, hey, that's his loss.
We love you, Charles.
We're trying to come up with a fun themed force for Masters of Minions. It's not very nasty or anything like that. Not like we did last year. This year we're trying to get a little more tamer.
Were you beat up on them?
Yeah, I'm trying not to do that this year.
Well, Gen Con's the big one, so yeah, if you're making it to Gen Con, that'll be awesome. I did just remember that Metal Ed sent us something to advertise for his neck of the woods. So that is called SobsCon 2026. I don't know what. I think SobsCon has something to do with Ontario, but that's a long acronym, even for a federal employee like myself. So June 27th and 28th at Torchlight Games and Hobbies in Burlington, Ontario. Looks like it's presented by the Southern Ontario BattleTech Society as well as CDT. It's going to be 2 days. BattleTech at Canada's largest BattleTech convention. So I know last year they just kind of threw this event together and thought, we might have some people come. And I think they had close to 100 people show up. So I think it's supposed to be pretty big deal. Says they'll have multiple BattleTech tournaments both Saturday and Sunday. They'll have some Aces Legacy, which I believe is supposed to be the classic version of Aces, if I remember correctly. And they'll also have all-day grinders going on. That is a game you play on a table, not something else. Get your minds out of the gutter. They'll also have all-day mercenary campaigns, a CSO painting workshop, and narrative scenarios for both Alpha Strike and Total Warfare, or whatever we're calling it. Classic, BattleTech, Core, I don't know. But, the coolest thing is entry is free. And then they have a website for tickets for tournaments at torchlightgh.com. So hit that up for tickets for the tournaments. Otherwise, search for SobsCon, SOBSCON, and you can get more details for that one. Let's see. And then I've got one more, and that's the one that I am heading up, and that is Desert Hot Drop. So all the details are not out yet, but Desert Hot Drop will be happening in Las Vegas, Nevada, not the New Mexico Las Vegas. That's a slightly different Las Vegas. Less BattleTech there. But it'll be happening October 23rd through the 25th. That's a Friday through Sunday. And the location is, it will be close to what they call the South Strip in Las Vegas at the Hampton Hotel. So, yeah, we'll have a good selection of Classic and Alpha Strike. We'll have some tournaments, but we'll also have some narrative events, and should be another good time, another kind of time to hang out and play games and whatnot. And hopefully, if you're in the West and you're a BattleTech player, you can come join us. It's a good time. And any other upcoming stuff that we haven't talked about? Ben, Zemer?
I think so.
Okay. That's, October's a long time away in my mind, but I guess it'll come up quick.
It'll certainly come up quicker than I'd like. I prefer to enjoy my summers, but they seem to just evaporate.
Yeah, I have, my little kids make every day just kind of zoom by, which is sometimes fun, sometimes not. But no, it's definitely going by. I mean, it's past mid-April, which is bonkers. So nuts. Anyways, people, get out and play BattleTech, or play BattleTech here online with people here in the Discord. And if you need minis or other stuff for your in-person BattleTeching, you can definitely hit up Aries Games and Minis, which is a great supporter of the podcast. They have all the things that you need in order to play the awesome game that we've been talking about all night. And with that, I don't think we have anything else. Ben, do you have a drink?
No. Bourbon.
Ben doesn't have a drink. Just go
Bourbon
straight. Bourbon. Straight? Like straight?
Yeah, man.
Okay. There you go.
I think, I was with my my two brothers last weekend in Tennessee, and I think we killed a bottle of Maker's Mark in one night. So.
I will say, having been at this event in Kentucky, that they were very proud of the bourbon out there, and they actually, for one of the scenarios, you had two, what they call them? They're basically like pickups with bourbon barrels on the back, bourbon runners, I think they call them.
Yeah.
You had to get them across the map. That was that was one of the objectives. It was pretty funny. So yeah, good stuff. Well, anyway,
pick up some of that battle foam from Aries too.
Oh yeah. Well, and they're definitely keeping up the stock. It's coming in and going out. So I see that Derek updates it every once in a while with the new battle foam. So it's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Well, with that, I think that's been another recording of Valhalla Club Podcast. But let's do some shout outs before we go. I pick on Ben to go first.
Sounds good. I'm going to do a reverse negative shout out to the U.S. Postal Service.
Wow, reverse negative. Okay.
Or a negative shout out, because I don't know what is going on, but like we had 3 packages supposed to be delivered and they got sent back. One is still at the post office since March 30th when it was supposed to be delivered, and it's the 15th, 16th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's half a month.
So, yeah. I had to reorder things, and those things that I replaced and reordered got here already. So I have no idea what is happening, but I'm a little perturbed, and I've been to the post office 3 times, filed complaints, filled out forms and cards and everything else, and yeah. And
you've been blacklisted.
I know. My wife had something that was supposed to be delivered, and it got returned because they couldn't read the address, which, all right, fine. Maybe that happened. I don't know. But she's ordered from the same company for something, and it always shows up, and we've never had any issues. So maybe it's a new hire employee thing. I don't know. But
this is what we call a shout down, not a shout.
A shout down.
I too am going to shout down the U.S. Postal Service,
man.
because We just shouted out Aries Games and Minis, and Derek is great at getting those packages out quick.
Oh yeah.
But the last 3 packages, the name has not changed, right? Nor the address. It's from the same person sending
Same company.
It's from
to the same person.
From Aries to me. All right, same post office, same dude. All right. 3 times in a row, he has marked it off for one of my neighbors because they share a similar name to me, and he just did not double check. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's a unique enough name." Like, I had to sat there the last 2 times I went to pick up my package. I had the email, I had the tracking number, I had the USPS website showed up. It was like, it's here at the post office. It says it's here, and had him going back. On top of that, I guess there's like some sort of staffing issue. Their hours are wildly inconsistent, and the only warning that we get in town is a handwritten paper note taped to the front door saying, "Hey, our hours have changed today. Normally it's 10:30 to 4. Actually, today it's going to be 10:30 to 12:30." And it's like, "Oh, okay. So unless you, I guess before you
go to the post office."
Yeah, it has been causing so much grief because it's like you get other mail other than the awesome product you get from Aries Games and Minis. There is some other, admittedly, more important stuff that comes through the mail. And when you can't get your hands on that right away, it tries my patience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Apparently. Shout downs are happening. Well, I'm still going to shout out. I'll still do it.
All right. We'll allow it.
Even though I have had my issues with recent deliveries, that is true. And all mine come through the USPS. So I'm going to shout out Tweezer for running Brawl in the Bluegrass. It was awesome to finally get out there and meet you. And you ran a fantastic games and event. And it was great. It was really great to finally meet Vapor and meet Brad again, Brad Nichols, and see Pirate again. All those guys, as well as others that I met out there. Quite a few people from Tennessee and from Kentucky. So it was a great group of people. Great to see others that I'd met before. But just another great BattleTech event. If you're listening to this and you've never been to one of these BattleTech focused events, I would highly recommend that you do it. There are several that I go to throughout the year, like KSAG up in Minnesota in December, and Desert Hot Drop in Las Vegas, and Brawl in the Bluegrass was a similar vein. It's great to be with people that kind of have similar interests and are there to have fun. Yeah, it's a great time. So I will shout out the whole crew there at Brawl in the Bluegrass. And with our shout downs and our shout outs done, I think that's the end of the episode. So now it's closing time.
Last call.
Last call.
Get out.
Thanks for joining us today in the Valhalla Club. If you'd like to hang out with us and many other BattleTech podcasters, then be sure to join our Discord. Link is in the description. Special thanks to our sponsor, Aries Games and Miniatures. Aries is the premier online retailer for all your BattleTech needs. If you would like to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/The Valhalla Club. If you have any comments, please feel free to send an email to thevalhallaclub@outlook.com. Until next time, mech fans.